Hi guys, welcome to Twin Peaks Twin Perspective. I'm Joe,
James.
and tonight we are giving you our expectations for the season finale.
The season finale.
My brother had a list of 10 things he expected to see, kind of wanted to see most of all, and I thought I better get 10 together too.
Yeah.
And then we've got 10 that we are pretty certain will not be solved by the end of the season finale.
Yeah, that one's pretty funny.
I say season finale because series finale sounds too final.
Yes, two-part finale. Love it.
2 episodes. One of them, number 17, is The Past Dictates the Future.
Dictates that what?
And the final part, part 18, is called What Is Your Name? So full spoilers on everything Twin Peaks.
Wilson.
And we're going to tell you the 10 things we want to see.
Hit it.
All right. So I'm going to...
In no particular order.
I'm going to mention 3 that we agree on.
All right.
And then you can tell them the rest of your list, and then I'll tell them the rest of my list.
Ow!
And these are all probably things that many Twin Peaks fans expect to see in the final 2 hours. Some version of what we're about to say, I think, should be on everybody's list. Almost everybody. There are things we want to see, and you want to see them too, I'm sure. So you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the first thing, most important thing, I think, because we both agree on it, we have to save Sarah Palmer.
Yes.
I think, what'd you say?
Sarah exorcism is in order.
An exorcism.
Ow, demon. Ow. Yeah, we got to save her. We got to get up in there and find out what's going on. And if Sarah's actually tied up in the kitchen and we're looking at something else and all that, it's just like pretty high up on the list. It's in my top 3 for sure.
Yeah, we've got to figure out what's in her and get it out of her. Essentially save her.
Gramps.
Oh, and there's such a heroic effort to what Laura did and what Leland did to an extent, because I think if Leland would have known what was happening, he would have ended it. But it just seems like it's going to end badly for Sarah. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the whole Palmer family crossing over.
Yeah, I believe that's something we're going to see here. We're going to see all 3 of the Palmers crossing over for good through the White Lodge on their way to perfection. And Coop staying there voluntarily, where he will spend the rest of eternity because he chose to. I'm sorry I had to throw that in, but that's how I think it's actually going to end.
That's not on my list.
Okay, number 2, big expectations. We have to figure out what's going on with Audrey.
Unbelievable.
I can't believe that.
I care less about Audrey, and all of a sudden it's the most important thing. Such a great scene.
Yeah,
It still gets. I watched it 3 times, and every time it flashes to her looking in the mirror, it's just great. What the hell's going on, Audrey? The sleeper must awaken.
That's what she said. The sleeper must awaken.
And
Audrey.
yeah, who the hell? and oh yeah, I can fix this.
I actually think Audrey is somewheres and she needs to be rescued. So when you say the sleeper must awaken, it makes me think that you're in that mental incapacitated, perhaps comatose version of Audrey, and she needs to be awakened. Looked like she woke up.
Well, Tina's daughter was talking about hanging out at the Nut House.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And they were the only ones that talked about Billy and the bloody nose and
That's such a good point.
Angela and Mary and Clark. But Audrey didn't mention those people.
It was the girl sitting across from Tina's daughter that told her, that suggested she was doing drugs at the Nut House again. Yeah.
I thought it was a crack house, but
Right, that was the impression I was under. But then she immediately admitted she had been there, wherever that is, the nut house. But she is the only one that described Billy the same way Audrey did. That's really interesting. Okay, so find Audrey.
Yeah.
That's number 2. And number 3, because we both agree on it, we need to see Nadine and Dr. Amp together.
In bed. I throw in bed. Pillow talk.
That would be an amazing scene.
Her with her eye patch and him with his glasses.
And Nadine has given up Ed. We know Ed and Norma are going to be happy the rest of their days. What about Nadine? And it would be a nice little closure for that character, for us as the fans, to see that character get together with Dr. Amp and to know that she's going to be happier because Dr. Amp likes her. Big Ed did really like her.
They'll be like on that side of the bed and the shovel will just be laying on the other side of the bed.
That's so romantic.
It is. They're talking the whole time and the shovel's just laying there.
I mean, who wouldn't applaud for that? All right, so those are 3 things we agree on. So let's hear the 7 things left on your list.
7 things left on my list.
Do you want to see in the finale?
I want to see a funeral for the log lady. If it's the end and 2 or 3 days later, like when Leland passed away, you know, at the very end of the show.
When the plot's all sewed
Yeah,
up.
everything's sewed up. We'll get a little funeral for the log lady. I still think we might see the log lady on the other side before it's all said and done. One more time for Catherine Coulson. But funeral for the log lady. I
like that.
Julie effing Cruz. Of course, we're going to see Julie Cruz.
Right.
But
she's
how? What are we going to see? Is she going to play in both episodes? Is she going to play an oldie but a goodie?
Well, I guess recently there was a tweet or something that came out. I can't confirm anything, but that Julie Cruz said she wasn't in the final episode. And it's got people thinking she's not going to appear at all because they think the last 2 hours is the final episode. But if that tweet exists, and I didn't do any research on it, so I don't know if it does or not, then what she meant was she's going to play in the second to last hour, not the last hour. But I'm not putting any credence in anything because this could all be red herrings, one way or the other.
Well, the other day, Julie Cruz posted how nervous she is about appearing. She's afraid she's going to screw up. I mean, I was reading the comments of everybody saying, "Oh, you're going to be awesome."
Yeah,
But
that's
in typical
impossible.
Julie fashion, she's kind of, you know, she tends to be negative on herself.
She's
sometimes.
humble,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I don't see why she would be. I mean, maybe she needs to hang out with the Twin Peaks fans who adore her
Because we adore you.
because she's the artist that we want, that we long for, and she gives us, as an artist, the things that we want, that we cherish. I mean, why play to a room full of people that don't get it? That's all I'm saying. You're perfect, Julie. Perfect.
You're my girl.
Okay, what else is on your list of things you just have to see?
I had Jade and Janie E. I really wanted to see them two for a long time run into each other and have a cat fight.
Mhm.
And we got Janie's in the casino and Jade works the casino. So
And she probably does frequent that casino.
yeah, I want to see them two confront each other. They don't have to jump on a plane and go to Twin Peaks, but I would love to see something. Maybe Phil could be picking up Jade. You know, I mean, Dougie found Jade. Maybe the whole lucky 7-inch.
Right. They got a running tab at Simon's and at Silver Mustang.
Are we ever going to find out how much Jade makes a night?
What else you got?
Number 7, Mitchum Brothers invest in Twin Peaks is how I wrote it down. And we were saying they need to buy the Great Northern or something. But they have $30 million. So they can definitely, if anything, eat a pie at Norma's and say, you make them and we'll deliver them. We'll put the money towards making sure your pies.
Some sort of investment in Twin Peaks.
Yeah, something in Twin Peaks. They don't have to live there. But they could buy the other half of the town.
No, I'm very high on the idea of the Mitchum brothers somehow staying connected to Twin Peaks. So it's not on my short list top 10, but because I'm satisfied with what we've got.
Yeah, we wanted Mitchum's just to have them again.
Yeah, just to have them one more time. I'd have been happy in the hospital, but for them to be going to Twin Peaks, it's like a dream come true. Now, if they don't go any further than the airport, that would be fine by me. But
That's what you were saying. The first thing Coops is going to do is, you guys, this is FBI business now. You can no longer tag along.
and they'll have to
Bye.
fly back.
Bye,
the
Candy.
girls.
Bye, Andy. Bye, Mandy.
Unless Candy goes missing or something, and then the Mitchums have to go look for her. She's wandering around the woods.
Mandy, Sandy, and Candy. I always screw that up.
Yeah, that's it, Mandy.
Number 8.
Okay.
How's Harry? Are we going to see Harry? That's probably on everyone's list.
Mm-hmm. A Skype at least.
Yeah, we need to see Harry. Coop's going to want to see Harry.
Yeah, Coop's going to want to talk to Harry. That conversation's got to happen. That's probably when we're going to see him.
Yeah.
On a Skype.
I have number 9, the Golden Shovel. I know it's responsible for Ed and Norma getting back together. It's Nadine's happiness. The Golden Shovel has it's played its part. But we haven't seen anybody smack someone over the head with a golden shovel in the name of good. So I want to go dig up a sycamore tree or 12.
It is an instrument of justice and, for the good guys.
Flaming sword.
Well, if Nadine wields it, it's going to be superhuman strength behind the swings. Would be something I'd like to see, but I don't know.
Freddy punches a shovel, and he can make a tone that would seal up the rip in the fabric of space and time, with Cooper on the other side.
I don't think they're going to get rid of the Black Lodge. I think that's going to be hanging around. The connection to the Black Lodge. That's always going to be the door that's open for Twin Peaks to exist forever in our hearts and minds. Okay, what else you got?
Number 10, Chad's face eaten. I want to see Chad get his face eaten by that woodsman that's sitting in the jail cell who only Chad sees.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Until someone else acknowledges it, and we've had 3 chances, and Chad's the only person that acknowledges the non-Billy entity that is in cell 11 or whatever.
I think the drunk is a real drunk, and he's in jail. And I think everybody knows he's there. I think the reason why Chad's the only person that acknowledges him is because Chad's the only person that hears what he's doing, and that's because there's a woodsman possessing him or something like that. And the woodsman is the one repeating everything and driving Chad insane. That's what I think. When Chad's head explodes, it's going to be your typical woodsman standing there, not this bloody drunk that's in the cell.
That's not bleeding from the nose.
That's not Billy bleeding from the nose. Okay, that was just my 2 cents.
All right, and that's I scratched out
A couple of things.
a couple things, but you better say your list.
Yeah, I'm gonna say my list. One of the things my brother scratched out that I know we did agree on is a resolution between Bobby and Shelley, which is something when the season 2 ended, I didn't care a thing about. As a matter of fact, I thought Shelley deserved a real man, and Bobby was too busy trying to make a quick buck and being a 2-timer on his own. That flirtation with Audrey, those scenes, the way that was handled, just made me think Bobby doesn't deserve Shelley. Shelley deserves a real man. Now, Gordon Cole might have been a little too old for her. But there's the beauty of Lynch. And Frost, and they've turned these characters around, and all of a sudden I'm rooting for Bobby. This is like, Bobby has become Major Briggs' kid. Not the punk football player. He's become his father's son. And so we're pulling for Major Briggs when we pull for Bobby. So I want Bobby and Shelley to get back together again. This thing with Red needs to be resolved.
Which inevitably Bobby will be the one that has to confront Red, and Shelley being involved.
That probably lends itself to whether Becky's okay or not, too, because that's something that will inevitably bring Bobby and Shelley together.
Yeah.
Whether they get together or decide to stay apart.
Steven's brains splattered all over the forest.
That's not on my short list.
Yeah.
I have enough to believe Steven blew his pumped up brains out of his head. Okay, Now, besides Bobby and Shelley, my number one thing is find Diane. Find Diane. She's alive. She's stuck in the convenience store, I think. Same as Audrey. Wherever Audrey's at, I think Diane's at too.
What aisle?
Right. And if she's not above the convenience store, then that means Diane escaped somehow and she's out. Some people say she may have escaped and she's in Nido, and that's why I'm in the sheriff's station. I'm in the sheriff's station. I don't know about that. I still have a feeling Diane's been working with Jeffries all along, and that Diane, the real Diane, is actually Judy. Okay. But regardless of all that, find Diane. That's important for me. The next
Clean
thing
up on aisle
is
7.
we have green corn rolling down the aisles. The next thing I want to see is find Laura. This is important. My favorite actor of all time had one scene. Find Laura. Well, Coop, you better get your ass in gear and find Laura. Pronto, ASAP. Because I don't know if you know this or not since you've been gone for 25 years, but we found out while you were gone that Laura is the one. Okay? So find Laura.
That's what she whispered to him. I'm the shit.
Yeah. Don't forget how this whole thing started.
I'm in the sheriff's station.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. And she's sitting in there in that pink robe, like you said, Lost Highway moment.
Hell yeah.
All right, my next most important thing I want to see is I want to find out how's Annie. I want to find out what's the deal with Annie. We were promised by Kyle MacLachlan we were going to find out how Annie is. There's a 4th page of the missing pages from the diary still hanging around out there. I don't think we're ever going to find out what's going on with that thing.
Mm-hmm.
But just mentioning Annie in a diary page isn't good enough. So we got to find out how's Annie. And Coop's going to have to ask somebody when he gets to Twin Peaks.
How's Annie?
Exactly.
How's Annie?
That's what we've been asking.
I don't care.
Freaking 25 years.
She's at a monastery. She's in Tibet.
She's in Tibet in a monastery. That's a good one. And her Topa is the one that. Say Topa again.
Oh, yeah.
Say Topa again.
Say Topa again one more time.
All right. Speaking of Topa, the next thing I want to see is Coop's Topa. I want to see the new and improved Dougie
Jones.
Dougie Jones 2.0. I'm satisfied. I think the family will be fine. I think this will be a better Dougie than the other Dougie. But I have to see this new Dougie go home. I mean,
And you'd think you have the same thoughts, or being that it's the same seed, that he'll have the memories of the original Dougie.
Right?
He'll probably feel bad about himself too. It's some shit he did that, now his good Coop DNA wouldn't be able to stomach.
Well, these Topas supposedly remember their host memories from their host. That's what happened with Diane, right? She was remembering something that happened to Diane, not to the Topa itself. So imagine this new and improved Dougie laying in bed one night, and all of a sudden he springs into action and puts on the suit and runs out like he's an FBI agent. He's going to have to explain all this to his wife. Yeah, I want to see the new and improved Dougie.
And how did you become pregnant?
And my last two, who's Judy? Who's Judy? We can't talk about Judy. We're not going to talk about her at all.
She's not in my list.
But when you do that, and then you bring her up again, yeah, we want to find out who's Judy. I do. I want to know who Judy is. I'm going into the last 2 hours saying Diane's a good girl the whole time, and she was Judy all along. And I want to see how this pans out. All right, and the last thing I got is the glass box in New York.
And that was originally my top 3. And then I got to thinking about it. I don't care. So to talk about it.
Well, whether they tell us who the billionaire is or not, I don't care. What its original purpose was, not really sure that will matter. What matters is Coop got trapped in it and somehow was released. So it'd be interesting to know how it works and who was controlling it when that happened. But the most important thing to me is the experiment model, which appears in it and then comes out and kills Sam and Tracy. And this thing's running around. So you show me this thing one more time in the last 2 hours, and I'll have everything I need for the glass box. But the glass box was a big part of the opening, and you usually don't open and then just forget about it. So I don't need to know who the millionaire is.
Destroy it. It needs to be destroyed.
We need to find out where the experiment model is. All right, that's it. That's what my expectations are.
Kraftwerk, the model.
Also done by
Ride. Hell yeah. Now, we had a bunch. Oh, you're done?
I'm done. That was it.
I wrote Albert down because we don't know Albert's fate. We know Miguel Ferrer passed away. Are they going to kill the character? Is he going to be alive? If he is alive when the show ends, I would love for him to go sweep Constance off her feet. Or at least just say, I think I'm going to go back to South Dakota for a minute. Just so that we'll know Albert's going to be okay.
I wouldn't mind if Albert said, you know what, I'm not going with you guys on this one. I think I'm going to stick around.
Yeah, later.
I think I'm going to retire.
I've seen this movie before.
Yeah, I'm the only one in the Blue Rose Task Force that hasn't disappeared yet. I think I'm going to check out on this one. And I don't think Albert would be a chicken. He met the girl of his dreams.
Yeah.
Constance is wonderful. It'd be nice to see her one more time.
Sweep her off her feet. Some other things I wrote down that's not hilarious, but who killed Ruth Davenport?
Okay, wait a minute. Is this these the 10 things we're not going to find out about?
I just wrote stuff down that didn't make the list, but that are kind of they're not important. But
who killed Ruth Davenport? We are to assume that Principal Bill Hastings killed her, right?
Yeah.
He was the one whose fingerprints were all over the place. And he was the only one that witnessed that she died. So if we take Hastings' account of the situation, he's watching Major Briggs. Next thing you know, Ruth's dead and laying in his arms. And then he wakes up in his own bed. But the truth of the matter is her body was outside where the coordinates were, and her head was in her bed. Somebody put her head in that bed. I mean, did it transfer from the room above the convenience store, or from wherever the vortex was leading, the room above the convenience store? Did it go from there to her bed?
It's some kind of balance or something, because I'm convinced Evil Coop wouldn't have put Major Briggs' body there to help in the investigation.
No, and he wouldn't have needed the coordinates if he had killed Ruth.
Right. So we might never find that out.
Ruth's coordinates on her arm were the real coordinates because she wrote them down to give to Major Briggs. Major Briggs wanted to go to this place because he thought he'd be safer there. So I'm assuming Mr. C thinks this place that Briggs is going, these coordinates are going to lead to an entrance into the White Lodge or someplace where Briggs would hide out.
Yeah. Frogmoth girl.
Yeah.
No, we ain't finding out.
I thought we had 2 weeks after that episode to digest that. And
notice Diane's mouth kind of opened like the Frogmouth girl.
Sure did. And I thought after 2 weeks went by, we're never going to find out who Frogmoth girl is.
We might not.
We might not. The Sarah thing's got me real confused.
Another thing I don't think we're going to find out about the hum in the Great Northern, the hum.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to find out what the hum is?
We almost have to find out what that hum is. Richard Beymer came back and did this great role chasing down a sound
in Beverly's office.
Mm-hmm.
And what about Bev's husband?
No, we're never going to find out about Beverly's husband.
Or Miriam, you know.
I don't know if we're ever going to see Miriam eat the pie. I thought somebody went in there and tried to kill her. I mean, hell, that's a cliffhanger from hell as far as I'm concerned.
I thought Miriam was the mom they were talking about in the booth. That the way she losing her mom like that way.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
that's Angela. We're never going to find out how Angela's mom died.
I have that written down. How Angela's mom died, and did she ever find out about Clark and Mary?
Yeah.
And now we're getting into the
These are the things we're not gonna find out in the last 2 hours. Okay.
don't care.
If Angela found out that Clark was dancing with Mary, then Angela might have done something crazy because she was off her meds.
Yeah.
And the way she lost her mom, we're not gonna find out about any of that.
Hell no. Why did the Mitchums have a hit on Ike the Spike?
Excellent question.
We ain't never gonna find out about that.
No, it's all gonna be expunged.
Yep. And speaking of Hank's bag. What was in Hank's bag?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Chip ain't got no phone.
Chip ain't got no phone. We ain't gonna find out why Chip ain't got no phone.
Or what was in Hank's bag?
But what was in Hank's bag?
And why do they call him Hank when we already had a Hank? But I digress.
We got 3 Sammys in this thing.
Who ran Trick off the road? We're never going to find out.
That's an excellent question, man. Trick got ran off the road. We spent a week talking about that, right? We all did. We wondered. We thought about it.
Yeah.
We
Thought might see Trick again.
We never going to find out.
Ain't going to find out. John Justice Wheeler.
John Justice Wheeler. Now, this is if Audrey went into a coma and then woke up and had the baby, she was pregnant. She would have thought that was John Justice Wheeler's kid. If she had the baby while she was in a coma, then she doesn't know about anything, I guess.
He wrapped it up.
Somebody needs to mention John Justice Wheeler, right? I mean, he's the dad that stepped out. Or maybe Mr. C owed up to it and then took Audrey away.
Something in passing, something.
Right. None of the Horn family talks about Audrey.
Tony's testimony. We're never going to hear Tony's testimony and whether he takes those 2 detectives down.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to court.
No.
We might see the detectives kill Tony or something, but we pretty much wrapped up in South Dakota.
Maybe John
and
Savage.
Las Vegas.
Maybe John Savage's character shows up at Lucky 7 to try to rough up Tony, and Bushnell can finally punch somebody.
Yeah, we're never going to get to see Bushnell punch somebody. I mean, it's still a possibility, but everyone we wanted to see him punch is gone. Except for maybe Headley's on his way. Punch Headley in the head.
Headley right in the head.
Wait till Wilson shows up so you can watch that shit and laugh. Who's Billy?
We're never going to find out who's Billy.
No. It's not the guy in the jail. If it's the guy in the jail
We're not going
cell,
to find out.
then they better tell because it's not. Until they tell me otherwise.
No, it's not.
All right, Billy might not even exist. The 119 woman.
No. We're never going to find out anything else about the 119 woman.
It was just a beautiful thing. It says that.
Yeah.
And the woman that was in the Vegas police station, could that have been the 119 woman?
It's the most we heard her talk.
How shit in your mouth? Oh, she's got a knife. Taser, Bill, taser. And then the other woman
beautiful.
says, I want to file a report on a cop. Please take a seat, ma'am, and we'll be with you shortly. You know?
So that was another political line thrown in there.
And if he'd have walked in and said, what did you say? It's the...
Yeah, if the Fusco, while he was watching all this happen, would have walked into the room, taken his position, and said, man, it's those Polish accountants you have to watch out for. That would have been so funny at the time.
Yeah, it'd be
it would
like,
have meant
what is he
nothing.
talking about?
And then later on, it would have paid off so well.
And then we see a Polish, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. That's a character. That should have been an actor that we recognized.
If
Some like a,
Yes.
a guest appearance.
Right,
from-
like if Robert Loggia, I know he's passed, but if Robert Loggia would have climbed out of that car, we would have immediately said, oh shit. Chantal and Hutch picked the wrong guy, right?
Or just like
Michael Madsen.
Ernie Hudson. I was talking about Ernie Hudson at 2 scenes. He's military. It's great. But if it would have been Ernie Hudson that got out that car, Polish. Ernie Hudson's a Polish.
Right. It wouldn't have been a Polish accountant. It would have been, just somebody that we recognize as a badass.
Yeah.
It's a lost cause. But you know what? Half the people that do reviews on this, they didn't like Chantal and Hutch. Maybe they liked the characters, but they were happy to see them go. And I know it's morbid to cheer for the bad guys, but those guys were classic, man. I didn't really want to see them go. I mean, I'm glad they got taken down in a hail of, glory. But you know what? It just didn't have the substance for me. Should have been somebody else.
It would have been a borderline torture porn to see her torture somebody. Like,
anyway, we're gonna leave that up to the 2-hour movie that someone else is gonna make.
yeah.
Maybe Mark Frost and Robert Rodriguez could direct it and write it. That would be great, huh? Hutch and Chantal, a love story.
And the last two I have revolve around cars. Jesse's car. Are we ever going to see Jesse's car?
We're never gonna see Jesse's car.
And Doris Truman's dad's car. Did she ever get it fixed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Doris Truman is pretty upset.
They said that Sammy was working on it. They should have brought it to Big Ed. Maybe Sammy works at Big Ed.
You know, Sammy, I owed him money. He's dead.
Mm-hmm. That might have been the Sam at the New York. I think that's the one.
Sammy?
Yep. See, Mr. C
That's
is involved.
3 Sammys, by the way.
Mr. C is involved with the glass box. We know that. Mr. C is involved with Hutch and Chantal. We know that. So Hutch says, "Remember that guy, Sammy? Yeah, that was the guy that used to watch the box for the boss.
He died.
Yeah, he died. I owed him money.
Owed him money.
He gave me one of his coffees.
You feel bad about that?
Yeah,
That was Sam.
could have been.
Yeah. It's just, that's so funny. But Sammy was the one that was working on Doris Truman's dad's car.
Right.
Different Sammy.
Yeah, Hutch don't know anybody in Twin Peaks, I don't think.
And that's it. I think we kind of laughed our way through that one.
Well, this was fun. You guys have about a day to watch it, and then it's all going to be moot. But have fun. It's a holiday tomorrow. It really is.
Try and get a couple of 100 views on this before the episode tonight.
Yeah, why not? We've never read anything. We don't know anyone that leaked any true spoilers. I know there's a lot of crap going around. I detest anybody who would spoil a David Lynch Twin Peaks thing. Detest. Of course, my boss said if it came out early, he'd watch it. I was like, nope, I'm waiting till the time. Hell no, if it came out, I'd watch it today. What were you going to say?
I forgot. What was I going to say?
That was one of those vortex moments. It's like you just saw a woodsman.
It was our birthday yesterday. Did Deputy Andy wish you a happy birthday?
Harry Goez did wish me a happy birthday.
He was the
Such
first
a nice
person.
guy.
He was the first person to wish me happy birthday last year.
And
Our birthday was yesterday.
I wrote him back and told him thank you so much, and his performance in The Return is an inspiration. It's a joy to watch.
Yep.
And I also got wished happy birthday from Ian Buchanan. I thought that was awesome.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm not
Ian,
friends with him.
Ian's a cool guy.
John Neff.
I call him Sir Ian.
Sabrina Sutherland.
He deserves it.
Last year was somebody else, though. I'm forgetting.
Probably Julie Cruz. She's something.
Yeah, Julie Cruz. That's who it was.
I think James Marshall wished me happy birthday last year.
Oh.
I love you, James.
But that was uncool, James.
Yeah, never hit on a married woman, James.
He's
Never
got
mind
something in him. He's got the hum in him.
James Hurley's entire career, not James Marshall's, James Hurley's entire career, seducing married women, women that are spoken for.
We'll never find out if James Hurley has a record contract or not.
We're never going to find out what happened to Donna.
Donna, are we? See, I don't even want to say that because it's almost like you have to, but
No,
don't
you
they
don't
sure
have
as,
to.
sure as hell ain't. Yeah, we haven't even seen her mom.
No.
Is she supposed to be in it? No. Wow.
All right, well, thanks
Thanks.
guys so much for watching. We're pretty close to 100 subscribers. Wow.
Woohoo! And we're doing a lot more stuff. We're doing some David Lynch stuff here shortly.
Mhm.
After the finale, we do our videos. We'll do a David Lynch Awards show.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who subscribed so far. Thank you all so much. You guys were there for the bulk of it. Twin Peaks. And hopefully we'll get more. I'm hoping to get more.
This is a good birthday present.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Having Twin Peaks for the whole summer made this summer one of the best summers ever.
Tolerable.
I was broke the whole time. It could have been a miserable 4 months. But
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, I've been broke the whole time too.
it's been wonderful because I've had Twin Peaks to watch, David Lynch, 18 hours of David Lynch. Wow. Give us 18 hours more. All right, I'm Joe.
I'm James.
This has been Twin Peaks Twin Perspective, our expectations for the season finale. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the trees. Bye.